Willie D Live.
Did you or the prosecution leave out any details that you went over in the pretrial interview?
No, it was pretty consistent. The only thing that threw me off in a pre-trial interview, one of the first ones, is my first interview, bro, was like 5 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
Asked me every question you can think of. And before an interview starts, for anybody who never experienced, they're cool, but they put a piece of paper in front of you. I forgot what it's called, but you basically sign an agreement that everything you say in your interviews, because your interviews is just like being on the stand. Mm-hmm. You're under oath on the stand, but you're under oath in your interviews too, and everything has to be honest. So they signed this, and they basically told me, look, everything will be fine with you if you tell the truth, but if you lie about anything, basically we're persecuting you to the fullest extent of the law. Like we're going to perjure.
You signed that piece of paper?
This is how the interview starts. You have to. You know what I'm saying? You have to.
Yeah.
So that first interview, they asked me about 5 hours worth of stuff. I answered everything. And after the interview was over, my man, they handed me a booklet with every text message, with every conversation, with everything that I had, where they had all the information already.
Where did you first encounter them? Like when they was reaching out to you, how did they find you?
So, I mean, look, the only way they could have found me, because it was always only me, Mr. Combs, and Miss Ventura. So they had to get my information from one of them. And if you look at the dynamic where Miss Ventura is their witness, they had to get it from her. In my opinion. So when they showed up, they knew everything. You know what I'm saying? It was just about me being credible and answering the questions to the stuff they already knew. So and with the way they showed up it was no call, it was no nothing. I'm in the home. I get a call from my doorman. Hey, you got visitors. I walk downstairs, and it's 2 federal agents.
That's the first time you made contact with them.
Yeah, and that was approximately spring of 2024. It showed up at my house, bro. It showed up at my house.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a doorman, like, man. I know what that's like. When they show up, man, you like, because normally, like, if you have that type of a lifestyle, you know, nobody's just stopping by to visit you. Nobody's just stopping by.
Nah, not at all.
Right. Yeah, and so you got visitors.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, right? When I came down, as soon as you see him, you can tell it's law enforcement, right? But I run a nightclub in New York, so I'm thinking they're talking. They're coming to me, talk to me about some incident at the club or something. Right. So they was like, "Hey, we want to talk to you," and I'm standoffish. I'm like, "Yo, we can talk right here in the lobby," And they're like, "You sure?" And I said, "Yeah, we'll talk right here." And they're like, "Well, it's in reference to Mr. Sean Combs." I'm like, "Oh, come upstairs, fellas, follow me. Right this way. You need some water?" Like, I got out of that lobby so fast, man. Like,
you better get him some water, and you drink the water. Look here, pour him some water and drink the rest out the pitcher. But on a serious note, though, you laid down some bare intimate moments between you and Cassie and Diddy. And do you ever worry that you crossed the ethical line by getting on the stand and testifying against a former client?
I won't say ethical line, right? But it's tough, man, right? This is his personal desires, his personal fantasies that I was involved in acting out. And I feel for as a adult male, his personal business being put out there in a way that makes him look bad, right? It's messed up, man. And I mean, I feel that way for both of them, right? Like, forget the accusations or who's guilty or who's right or whatever the case may be, to put your sexual moments on display for the world, to be judged and criticized and laughed at or talked about is just horrible for anybody, man. So I do feel terrible at the fact that those are the facts, right? I had to tell them, like, it wasn't just my story. They got it from her too, right? So I'm just corroborating what the facts are. I'm under oath. I have to do it. But I feel terrible that he has to, deal with this spectacle of his behind closed doors choices,
Yeah. The first time I ever went into a federal court building, I was in awe of how everything in that courtroom was gigantic. Like if you go into a regular courtroom, everything seems to be proportionate to the people who are there. You go into a federal courtroom, man, it's like everything swallows you up. The doors swallow you up. The seats, the row, the benches, they're so damn. It's like they're made for giants. So and I think that the defense desk, the prosecution desk is over. Everything is oversized. The judge sits way up, like in the sky, and everything is so damn big, like it's intimidating. And I think they do it for that reason. What was going through your mind the first time you walked inside of that federal courtroom?
Yo, my man, I'm glad you summed it up that way because you did it perfectly. I'll come up there expecting Judge Judy, right? They expecting one of them Judge Judy set up, and the way you described it is exactly how it was, man. And dude, I think I'm a confident, balanced, alpha male, and I got completely intimidated, bro. I had almost like an anxiety attack. By the time I got through that door to the stand, my hands was trembling, man.
Yeah.
I was completely overwhelmed. I was not ready. And only thing that lucked up for me was they called me to the stand about 10 minutes before lunch. So they got me on the stand. They swore me in. I might have got asked 3 questions, which my voice was cracking trying to answer.
Right.
And then it's break for lunch. And I was like, thank God, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I had that half-hour break. And even when they took me to the room out there, dude, I was still shaking. I had to sit down and really compose myself, man, to get ready to go in there. So you summed it up perfectly, man. It was nerve-wracking, intimidating. And I still don't know. It just was like an anxiety because it was nothing specific. My testimony was the same. My testimony went well, but just the overwhelming of the moment, I was shook, bro.
It's that moment, bro. It's that atmosphere.
Shook, man.
It's that atmosphere, man. Was there a particular question that stuck with you after the trial that you replay in your head over and over and over again that was asked of you from either the prosecution or the defense?
You know what, man? Not a specific question. What sticks out to me is, before you testify with the prosecution, they do what's called mock cross. So they predict the way you're going to get cross-examined, right? Yeah. And so their prediction was all based on me being attacked and trying to be discredited or, ripped apart, like them trying to bring up things. And what threw me for a loop in actually a positive way was the defense. The attorney's name is Xavier Donaldson. He actually cross-examined me to create more credibility.
Okay.
So what he ended up doing was he brought up the fact that I've been a male performer for 25 plus years. And something that's crucial for me to do when I walk into a room full of women is I have to read the room, because I can't walk up and dance on a woman or do these sexual gestures to somebody that's uncomfortable, right? So he specified that I'm basically an expert of evaluating a woman's comfort level and doing that very quickly. And then he spun that to, well, would you had interacted with Miss Ventura or any woman if you sensed they were just uncomfortable? And the answer to that is no. And it really was a complete left from whatever the prosecution thought was going to happen. And it kind of made their pitch, because there was moments where Miss Ventura would sigh and seem frustrated during the act, but it was based on directions. Mr. Combs would give directions. Hey, move to the left, move to the right, move the candle, move this, that, and the other. And sometimes the repetitiveness of the directions, she would show frustration, and I guess, or she would sigh, or it would be noticeable. And they kind of attack that notion by creating more credibility and giving me the power to assess her comfort level